I'm being so serious, the next man that enters my life, he is required to take me out on 3 dates before he gets a sleepover and before he gets my clothes off. Okay, I'm being so for real right now, because here's the thing. As soon as you spend the night with a man, not even doing anything, they stop asking you out on dates. Then, once you sleep with them, they don't want anything to do with you anymore, which, like, whatever. I'm tired of men sexualizing me and objectifying me. Yeah, I've made it very easy for them to do that in the past, but, like, I'm done. I'm seriously done. Like, hookup culture is fun for, like, 5 minutes. I miss connection. I miss having feelings. I miss being yearned for. I miss yearning. I can't just keep getting obsessed with a man for a week or two and then moving on to the next one. It's too exhausting, and it's honestly, like, mentally draining. So seriously, the next guy that enters my life, he has to take me on 3 dates. Not sleepovers, not hang outside his apartment. He has to take me to in-person public activity dates, whether it's dinner, whether it's going on a walk, something. I am tired of a man being like, let's go on 1 date, and then you can come over, and you can just come over every time you want to hang out. No. What happened to romance? I want romance! Anyways, celibacy era is going great so far. So good.
This is quite a meltdown, right? Ooh, someone lost their mind.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a f***ing roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury.
You're 25 years old, you're young, right? The way that you get yourself, you want to line yourself up for marriage, for children, for all these things that you say you want. It's not by building a roster. It's not by racking up a body count. It's not by doing hookup culture. That's not getting you anywhere. The only thing as a female that's going to get you actually is you're going to get a lot of guys who ultimately won't want you. You are going to X yourself out of a lot of good guys.
If a woman has the attitude, what do I need men for? My assignment is answer that question. So what do I need men for? I've done a lot of informal surveys. I'd ask the women, think about how many women that you know are for you. They're your friends. How many women does it take to make you feel as safe as one man you know is for you? And I've watched them, and they're thinking and thinking and thinking, and then they start to shake their heads. There is no number of women that makes a woman feel as safe as one man that she knows is for her. If a woman is leading with sexuality and bringing out take energy in men, they're either scary or she's sure she can manipulate them, but she's still not going to feel safe. Where if he's charmed and enchanted by her, which causes a man to care, you guys closely guard caring. Something else I learned from men, you know it's your biggest expenditure of energy. And it has this paradox. Women think men are simple. Men even say men are simple. No. Not caring can feel like freedom, but not caring can turn into, I have no purpose. My life is shit. It's not for anything, right? And then men have said, when a woman needs something from me, I have a purpose.
This is quite a meltdown, right? Ooh, someone lost their mind.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a f***ing roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury.
You're 25 years old, you're young, right? The way that you get yourself, you want to line yourself up for marriage, for children, for all these things that you say you want. It's not by building a roster. It's not by racking up a body count. It's not by doing hookup culture. That's not getting you anywhere. The only thing as a female that's going to get you actually is you're going to get a lot of guys who ultimately won't want you. You are going to X yourself out of a lot of good guys.
My wife.
Let me see. Fortune. Martha.
All right, show us your phone.
Show me yours. Wow. Stunning.
That's your wife.
Oh.
The photo ops, we're on it. Uber's waiting for me. Gotta leave now.
Why is it easier for women to get laid more than guys?
Women have been through more in their life, and they are, you know what? If they want to do it, they want to do it. And it is what it is.
That's why it's easier for women to get laid more than men?
Cut that, cut that. I think that women have been through more. They've been through a lot. And I think women, honestly, are more hurt by guys whenever, like, let's say there's a breakup. Does that make sense? There's a breakup.
I'm not following you.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me think.
I got this question. Number one, men have really high, like, testosterone or whatever, you know, going on in there, you know, blah, blah, blah. So do women, whatever. But the thing is, men are less mature than women until the age of 24, 25. Yeah, and it's a proven fact.
Oh,
you can look it on the internet. And I think that is because women are sometimes they want to have fun, and that's okay. If they want to go, like, do whatever, like, you know, that's okay. But, like, a guy, like, he's gonna be like, oh, like, you know, like, she wants to have because, you know, like, it's a guy, and they're gonna want to do that because their maturity level is down here versus a woman is up here, and it's also a mind game.
Okay, now physical boundaries are being crossed. She later says she was only filming to make him leave. But if the goal was to make him leave, why not go to staff instead of pulling out a camera? We really don't know who was there first, so I'm not speaking on that. What is clear is that physical escalation gets interpreted differently depending on who does it.
When I'm talking to you, I don't know what to say. But I can call up a stranger and talk my whole life.
Yeah. What the f? Known him longer. Be with him then. What the f? That doesn't make any sense at all. Tell you what. If there was an Olympics for gaslighting, you take gold medal. Get the f out of here.
Stop approaching women you know you cannot afford. You already see the woman's lifestyle. You see how she living.
So if she's already living that lifestyle all on her own, what exactly is the issue?
You know you can't afford it. Now when she asks you for money to upkeep the lifestyle that she's already living.
Wait. What exactly are these women in these scenarios doing? Why would they be asking men for money in the first place? I thought these women were strong and independent and could do things all on their own. And obviously they've been maintaining their lifestyles beforehand. But yet they would ask men for money while they're dating. That's rather giving the impression that some women aren't as strong and independent as they want everyone else to think that they are. It's either that or they just view men as walking ATMs. So which one is it?
You want to get an attitude. Go be with your type. She's not your type.
Right. They should be with their type, shouldn't they? The type of women that actually want a relationship and don't view men as just a means to an end.
We found out why cheaters cheat.
Oh, it was Euphoria. It was talking to him and texting him all day. It was getting in trouble at work because I'm in my phone all day. It was figuring out how I'm going to lie to get out of the house this evening because I got to get to this man. We're going out. I don't care what it is. I got to go. So at the height of my infidelity, it was just euphoric. It was euphoric. We used to work together.
Right.
So I was able to connect with people after the fact that gave me more information and would just let me know, hey, yeah, I used to mess with him too. Like, okay. He was kind of like the work hoe. He had slept with at least 4 or 5 girls there. I don't think he disconnected that easy, but way easier than myself. He knew what it was. He was more logical about it than I was. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him at all costs.
You was ready to leave your kid.
when I say leave my kid, I mean, here, Dad, you can have her. I'll see y'all on the weekend. If this don't work out, she's yours. Just let me be happy with him.
And you sit up here, and this is what men continue to try to tell you. Y'all be getting with the same guys, thinking y'all are special, and a guy be knocking all of y'all down with pleasure. With pleasure. Oh, you say no more. Say no more. I got you. And y'all sit up there and let it happen over and over again. And then when the man try to tell you, hey, this man is playing you, I don't want to hear that. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is trying to get with this guy over here. And I think he loves me. I think I'm special. I ruined my relationship trying to go over here and mess with this man. And it backfires. It backfires. And we've heard that on more than one occasion where they go in here and they do stupid stuff. They sit up in their man's face. Oh, it's euphoric. I love it. Oh man, this state of zen. I mean, I can't get enough of it. And yeah, you can. And you will. Don't you worry about it. You'll get enough of it eventually because he'll put a stop to it. And then your heart will be broken. And then you'll be ready to crash out.
I have made a horrible mistake. And about 2 months ago, I found myself in an unhealthy relationship with someone at the gym.
Wait, back out. Are you married? Are you married?
Yes, I am married. That's the key.
How long?
That's the key problem. We have been married for about 5 years.
Any kids?
About 5 years. 2 children, 2 and 4.
Okay.
So I wanted to do a fitness competition, and I found myself at the gym a lot, and there was a guy there, trainer, and basically started, helping me out with some workouts. We started talking, and it went too far.
While we're listening to this is you guys' homework while we listen, man. Would you be comfortable, and this is to man or woman, right? Would you be comfortable with your wife or your girl having a male personal trainer, or your husband or man having a female personal trainer, right? Would you be comfortable with that? Some people don't care. Some people don't care.
My husband knows. Well, he started talking to me. We met for coffee. And then
Did you sleep with him?
We actually ended up sleeping together, yes. Which is the part that my husband doesn't know. He knows everything except for that, because immediately I just feared risking, I was scared of losing everyone, and I was so stupid, and I was just scared. So I immediately lied and blocked him from everything. I have not communicated with him since then. It's been over 2 months, but now I'm well, great. When it was all horrible, I lied. Yeah. And now I don't know if I should rehash this, because things have been going really well, and we've really surrounded ourselves with a great community and church family and counseling, and I've lied so hard about this one thing among every single person, because in my head I was I'll just never ever bring this up. And now I'm to move forward, I need to know whether or not I should tell him.
The fact that you're calling tells me that you know the answer to this.
Cheated with the personal trainer. How predictable. How predictable. What do you guys think so far?
I've said before that a law making mandatory DNA testing at birth is a terrible idea, but men decided they wanted to argue with me, so I'm going to readdress the issue. Mandatory paternity testing at birth is a terrible idea. If you choose to get a paternity test at birth, that's on you. I truly do not care. Mandatory is the key word here. Mandatory DNA testing would mean that every child born into the United States, plus both of their parents, would need to be tested at birth. We're not seeing why that's a bad idea. One, that's going to lead to the government storing our genetic data. They're not going to take every single American's genetic info and just throw it away. Two, imagine a man cheats on his wife, God forbid, with a teenager. What do you think he's going to do to her when he realizes she's pregnant and he has to do a DNA test? But we don't care about endangering women or children's lives, right? I know. And three, who's going to pay for it? Because the government sure isn't, and I'm not paying to get a DNA test because you too scared to ask your baby mama for a paternity test. The real solution here that a lot of people don't want to hear is to stop having with people you don't want to create a family with.
Just say you don't want women to have to be accountable for this and just call it a day. Why are we even talking about this? Lady, all you're trying to do is avoid accountability for the women. I do agree with your last point. People shouldn't have the people they don't want to have a baby with, which is true. But this is why we need the DNA test, because people are going to do that. And when it comes to women and having babies, they can lie about who that person is they did it with. That is the whole point of mandatory DNA test, because in most situations, these people are married and they have no reason to believe their wife is out sleeping with somebody else. So it isn't about being scared. You just don't know. She even tried to say, what if a man who was married had a baby by another woman, and let's say the other woman was a teenager, what do you think he's going to do to her? Number one, you're talking about something that's not going to happen a lot. I'm talking about men sleeping with teenagers when they're married. That is a very small percentage of men doing that. And just to be clear, if that teenage girl went in there and said he's the father of the baby, he's going to be tested if it's mandatory or not, because she is basically accusing him of having with a minor. A mandatory DNA test just means they're going to test the man that she's claiming to be the father, the child, and the mother. That's it. They're not going to just go around testing random men. So if the woman never claims a man to be the father, he won't be tested. The only thing this is going to prevent is the man who she claims to be the father from walking around believing that he is the biological father of that child. That's the only thing this is going to do. So you can miss me with that whole argument. And the whole government is going to steal our DNA thing is ridiculous. If you don't believe they have access to our DNA right now, you are out of your mind. Between hospital visits and all the blood work we get over the years, they already got everything they need, ma'am. So you can throw that out the window too. So let's just call it what it is. You don't want women to have to be accountable for their decision, and you're coming up with every way you can to try to defend this. But I hate to tell you, ma'am, it is not working. It is just making me think that you've pulled this stunt before, or you know somebody who pulled this stunt before, and y'all don't want anybody stopping the infinite money glitch and this mental and emotional chokehold that y'all have had over men for hundreds of years.
Highest divorce rates, 2 women. Lowest divorce rates, 2 men. Highest rates of 2 women. Lowest rates of 2 men. 75 to 80% of divorces filed by women. Top reasons: boredom, unhappiness, no longer compatible. Highest rates for maltreatment of children by women. Women consume social media at a far higher rate than men. Women are also 3 times more likely to deal with mental health issues than men. When you share these statistics, you are automatically labeled a misogynist pick-me who hates women, but fortunately, I care more about truth than being accepted by the sisterhood. I'm also not a girl's girl, I'm a woman's woman, which means taking radical responsibility and accountability for my own gender. And the truth is, we have a lot of work to do. What has happened instead is not only my generation, but the generations of women before us just constantly blame and deflect everything on men. You'll hear them say, well, if the men were good, if the men were better, if the men were more masculine, then we would be better women. And that's an extremely entitled take to say that your virtue only relies on men in society. And with that attitude, you will actually never attract the men that you claim to want in society. If you are living a debaucherous lifestyle as a woman, you cannot turn around and say, it's men's fault that I don't have anyone to marry. It's men's fault that the dating pool is messed up. No, it's your fault. The best thing that you can do in your life is just to say, everything is my fault, and start taking radical responsibility for your own life instead of blaming and deflecting on everyone else.
Am I the asshole for sleeping with my ex to hurt my husband, only to discover he had already moved on with my best friend?
Just get into it.
I ruined my marriage on purpose, and my husband already had a replacement lined up before I even realized what I had done. 3 weeks ago, my ex sent me a text out of nowhere. We dated for 2 years before I met my husband. The breakup was mutual, nothing messy. The text said he missed me and wondered if we could talk. I screenshotted it and showed my husband that night while we were watching TV. My ex texted me, I said to my husband, says he misses me. My husband glanced at the screen, then back at the TV and said, okay. That's it? Just okay? That's what she said to her husband. He shrugged. Then he said, what do you want me to say? I don't know what I expected. Maybe jealousy, maybe anger, something that proved he still cared. We'd been married for 4 years and things have gone very stale. He worked late constantly. We barely talk anymore and I feel completely invincible. What if I wanted to see him? I pushed back. My husband looked at me then, really looked at me. His face was completely blank. Then see him, her husband said. Are you serious? Following your heart, he said. Then he went back to watching TV like nothing, like I had just told him nothing. And about that I was considering my ex. I was furious. What kind of husband says that? I wanted a reaction. I wanted him to fight for me. Instead, he acted like he didn't even care. And I left. So I texted my ex back. We met for coffee 2 days later. He looked good. He asked about my marriage and I told him the truth, that it felt He listened. He remembered things about me that my husband had forgotten. My favorite coffee order, the book series that I loved, small things that suddenly felt huge. We met again and again. Each time I'd come home and my husband wouldn't ask where I had been. He just nodded when I walked in and went to going back to doing whatever it is he was doing. Last week, I crossed the line. I went to my ex's place and we slept together. I felt disgusting afterwards, but also triumphant in a sick way. I'd finally done something my husband would have to react to. I came home at midnight. My husband was still up, reading on the couch. I slept with my ex, I said. He closed his book slowly, looked at me and said, I know. You know? How do you know? You're not subtle, he said. You've been trying to hurt me for weeks.
What are you doing? It's 4 a.m. in the morning. What are you doing in the bathroom with a laptop?
I have to use the bathroom.
In the bathroom downstairs? What about our bathroom? What are you doing
I
downstairs?
just wanted to catch on some even, I work remotely.
So you're working at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, I wanted to catch up from work to
Show me the history.
Why? No.
Why not?
It's because it's work. It's none of their business.
I know what you're doing. I've been looking at...
Ma'am, your husband is watching porn, and judging by your tone, I can only assume that you are the type of wife that is insufferable, dehumanizing, naggy, and bitchy. And judging by the fact that you have a camera in his face while he's coming out of the bathroom so that you can post on the internet to humiliate him, I can only assume that there is zero intimacy in your relationship. First of all, people expecting monogamy with zero intimacy, absolutely. Second of all, your relationship is crumbling and you are definitely the reason. So maybe instead of putting your man on the internet, you should put each other in couples therapy and fix whatever you have going on there, because you are making your husband miserable and it only took me 30 seconds to figure that out.
No self-control, no impulse control, making the man's life miserable. Modern women, I just don't know when they're going to stop. I don't know when they would stop. You know, honestly and truly, if it's working out for them, if people believe them, let's say people don't believe them. Let's say people support them. They get a lot of support, even if people are like, yeah, she's wrong, but she's crying, so she needs our support. Why would I quit? It's almost like these modern women are the new mafia. They're the new mafia. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. And my tears are like a payoff, right? My emotional instability. It's the payoff. It's the bribery. Hey, if you don't, doxing could be the payoff. Or like, hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to dox you. If you don't do this, I'm going to cry and people are going to think that you're a terrible person. If you don't do this, I'm going to put you all over the internet and call you a creep. You better do as I say. You better do what I tell you to do. And it's this type of behavior that has men pulling away from dating. If you want to play this game, I'm not going to play it with you, is what a lot of men are saying.
I'll tell you how men and women can't be equal. If you are to look at force in society, who would you say has the monopoly on force, men or women?
I feel like things are set up for men.
Can you indicate a time in history, ever, in the history of all of mankind, where men didn't have monopoly on force?
Always.
They're always stronger
force.
than
Yeah.
us.
Oh, then yeah.
So the question, when you come down to rights, is who can enforce rights? Women can't enforce their own rights. Men have to enforce women's rights. So there can never be real equality. There can never be real
This
equality.
is
what the
men
fuck?
are. The fact that you feel like because you're stronger than someone or you can overpower them, you're more entitled to some sort of
hang on,
thing.
listen. Inside of your society, you have rights. Those rights need to be enforced, right? So somebody doesn't violate them. Who's the enforcement arm?
Women's rights were mostly
It
created
is
though
usually physically.
in response
What
to
do you do
men.
with criminals?
I mean, you put them in jail, but
And
like,
who does that? And then who guards them while they're in jail?
I mean, I don't want to say that because I know women security guards that are rappers in jail.
You're speaking always to the exception. You always look to the outlier. It's not that there can't be some women who are on par with some men. It's that as a monolith, men are the grantors of force, the grantors of rights, and here's how. Whenever you need criminals dealt with in society, it's men who are going to be dealing with the criminals. They're going to be putting them in the jails. They're going to be enforcing your laws. They're going to be protecting you while you sleep through the military.
But have we ever given women the opportunity to be in that
the amazing
place?
part. The amazing part is right now they have all that opportunity and they still can't do it.
A lot of women are upholding the patriarchy these days, whether they think so or not, especially the ones who say they want protector provider men, because all a patriarchy is a system where men hold majority positions of power, which often means they make more money. And although the girls don't want that in society, right? They're like, I want to be equal to men, have the same money, opportunities, job, success. But in the dynamic of a relationship, that changes completely. They want a man who makes more than them. They want a man who pays for everything. They want a man who is assertive and is a leader and takes charge, so that way they can turn their brain off and just be a girl. That is a patriarchy, ma'am. You want a patriarchal relationship. And I don't even say that as a diss. Like, I don't think patriarchy is this big, bad boogeyman that the feminists are making it out to be. Nor do I think it needs to inherently be oppressive, right? Because then a matriarchy would also inherently be oppressive towards men. And I think both of those systems can exist without the oppression. Now, of course, humans are flawed, and we haven't found out a way to successfully do that other than our modern society that we have now. But now that we have this modern society, stop asking for the men to do all of the things. If you don't want them to have the power, don't ask them to spend the money. That only makes sense.
I made a video saying if a man doesn't chase women, what does he chase? It was a serious question, but then a bunch of angry men got in the comment sections, wrote their opinions, which is completely fair, which is completely fine, but now it's my turn. So when I say chase women, I'm sorry for not being more specific. I will take full accountability because I know when talking to men, you have to be very, very specific. So I know this, I should know better. But what I really meant is being more persistent, you know, deciding, you know what, this is the woman I like, and if she doesn't text me back, then I'm gonna send a double text, right? I'm gonna do a little chasing because she's the woman, and I'm not gonna sit up here and try to match her energy because she is a woman and I am a man, right? So maybe if I don't get a text back, instead of waiting, call her. You know, maybe I could show some consistency. That's more so what I meant. But because I know men are scary creatures that do scary things to women, I know why it got blown out of context, because when you guys hear chase women, you think of actually chasing down a woman that's showing absolutely no interest in you and wants to be left alone. The second comment that I saw that was very common is that you guys don't chase women because you're chasing money. And all I'm gonna say about that is you're a liar. And even if you are, you know, chasing it, a lot of the comments I saw is like, oh, well, if a woman really likes you, you don't have to chase her. Well, the money must not like you then, because it's running way faster than you ever could.
Trying to get to know a woman in 2026 is rough as I still ask the basic questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Favorite movie? Favorite hobbies? You know what I'm saying? Just to fill a woman out so I can see what type of woman I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women see that as small talk, static, talking to a brick wall. But if I ask questions like, how much is your rent? How much is your nails? How much is your hair? Oh, now they ready to talk. These hoes be so money hungry that they don't even want to know about them. But when y'all have unwanted pregnancies, y'all want to act like you the victim. You don't know nothing about him and he don't know nothing about you. All y'all care about is what you gonna do for Big Mama for real. I'm not doing nothing for Big Mama but nothing. What? Big Mama. Y'all so goofy nowadays. I didn't know that genuinely trying to get to know you was lame, goofy, small talk. Y'all only speak Cash App. Y'all only speak Apple Pay and shit. You is that money hungry. And it's so goofy. Now y'all wonder why y'all can't find no real man. Now y'all wonder why I only want to. You operate like a that only want to get the out of here, ho.
That shit down when they made that girl on
You see that shit?
Yeah, they got real quiet. They got real quiet then, boy.
I got that one, bro. Hey,
they got real quiet. With no more tea out, they weren't talking about nothing. All of them got quiet. They got quiet.
They got way more.
They don't play no more with no tea. They clock it. Ain't no clock it in. They took the watches off. You heard me?
They run out of tea, bro. Ain't nothing to talk about no more.
Hell nah. And it was fun when the rabbit got there.
Hey, we got a lot to say, bro.
Yeah,
you got a lot to say.
You don't want to play that game.
Hey, you don't want to play that game with me. Nah, you got a lot to say.
Whole bunch of baby mamas and wives start getting exposed. Hey, man, them folk like this, man. Look, this shit. It's over.
It's over. Hey, I don't want no
It's
problem.
over.
I don't want no problem.
Hey, man, see the girl y'all took. Y'all did.
That's a fact.
I know y'all did.
Hey, y'all tried.
Yeah.
Y'all tried.
Y'all got real quiet.
Niggas be having
I had really
receipts,
forgot about
videos
that
and shit, and I be like, all right, that's what we doing? That.
That's what we doing.
Okay.
Don't want to do that.
When feminists say they don't need men, you ready for this? When feminists say they don't need men, 96% of construction workers are men. 95% of electricians are men. 95% of plumbers are men. 98% of carpenters are men. 94% of HVAC technicians are men. 97% of mechanics are men. 96% of welders are men. 91% of truck drivers are men. And we know what the other 90%
Damn right, Marge.
Yeah.
Large
97% of roofers are men. 95% of oil rig workers are men. 90% of machine operators are men. 85% of network engineers are men. 91% of mechanical engineers are men. 86% of civil engineers are men. 96% of firefighters are men. 85% of police officers are men. 80% of military personnel are men. 90% of pilots are men. 94% of train operators are men. 92% of forklift operators are men.
Wow.
These are some of the riskiest jobs in the world.
Y'all heard that my dad died, and then I found out he wasn't my biological father, but a man that lives in Norway is, and then last month I went to Norway to meet him for the first time. I got the results. Last year I found out that the dad I grew up knowing is probably not my biological father.
The time that I conceived you, I was in the street. So I only can tell you all I know. Why would I want to lie? So how you don't know who you slept with? You're so busy worrying about your father, you didn't even come over here and help me. You know I had a lot of surgeries and I can barely do so much. You don't even come over here and help me do anything. All you worried about is looking for your dad. And I'm here in the flesh. Hello, I'm here. It's always me. What about me? I'm 35 years old and I don't even know who my father is. You gotta give me something, a name. You gotta give me something. You gotta know something. I mean, come on, I'm 35 years old. You keep asking for an address. You keep asking for relatives. I can't tell you what I don't know. Why can't you just be grateful? I was your father and your mother. I raised you. That's not enough. I still deserve to know who my father is.
Used ancestry.com to find out who my biological dad was.
It was me finding out that my dad wasn't my biological dad 10 years ago. So my dad passed away in 2013, and
here is a clear warning sign that you need to stop chasing her. Let's get into it. I know that we can do it. If you needed a sign, here it is. Don't chase her. Do not chase her. Chase your purpose, chase your goals, chase your dream, chase your God. When you chase someone, try to force something with someone, turn off. Guys, read the room. Use your discernment. She is not reciprocating interest. Move on. Take this as your sign. Do not be afraid to walk away. You deserve someone's time. You are worthy. You deserve to be respected. Your time is valuable. You've got your act together. You are someone's blessing. And her not reciprocating interest is your sign that you aren't hers. I don't know who I'm talking to in this video. You deserve for someone to choose you, value you, add to your life. Remember, you'll never be good enough for the wrong person.
You know, modern women, and I really like the segment that Patrick Bet-David was talking about, feminists are hollering that, oh, we don't need no men, we don't need this, we don't need that. It's all a bunch of foolishness. You know, as much flack as men receive for a lot of the things that they do, and even you can say a lot of the stuff that men do, it's wrong. Cool, we gotta own that. But then there are a lot of things that men do right, but y'all aren't patting men on the back for that. There's a lot of things in contrast that a lot of these modern women are doing wrong, and it's dead wrong. And they're getting pat on the back. They're getting a pat on the back. They're getting an attaboy. They're getting a congratulations for doing the wrong freaking thing. Oh, it's not that they did the wrong thing. It's the intent behind it that matters. Maybe that's the case sometimes, but they literally did the wrong thing. Why are they not being reprimanded for it? Why are they not being reprimanded for? Why are they not getting in trouble? Why are people not holding them accountable? That's the problem. They get online and they say a lot of stupid stuff. And when a man says, listen, man, y'all just talking nonsense right now, I gotta hold you accountable. Men don't even do that. Then all of a sudden it's, oh, you know, you're trying to take me down, and you're trying to dim my light, and I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm stoppable, I'm unstoppable, I can buy myself flowers and a whole bunch of other nonsense. Shut up.
I just seen a video by the creator of Orchid Mommy, and she was talking about how a lot of women are losers. Like, we don't usually call women losers, but a lot of women are losers for the simple fact that they don't want to be anything, they don't want to do anything with their lives, yet they hate on and try to tear down women who do. And she used the word destabilize, which describes perfectly how loser women will literally try to trick you out of your spot, make you feel like you're doing something wrong or you are wrong because you're confident or because you don't need the group's validation. These are the type of women who will never check each other like in a genuine way. Maybe passively they be doing little weird stuff to each other, but they will never hold each other accountable for real. They never check each other. They never give each other criticism, constructive criticism to be a better woman, but instead they commune and they build bonds by hating on the next person that doesn't need their validation, that doesn't want to be a part of their group. Even today, I walked into a restaurant, forgot something in my car, so I had to go back out to my car and come back in. And these two girls were literally staring at me walking in. They seen me come in the first time, and I guess they decided the second time they were going to like simultaneously stare at me as I walked by. And it's just like, if you're gossiping, if you're talking about me, that's one thing. But loser women will try to make sure you know that they're talking about you and make sure that you know that they don't mess with you for whatever reason or they don't like you even. And sometimes they do it in a joking way, but you still feel that bit of like truth behind the joke. You know what I mean? Women are really losers. Like, believe it or not, women are losers.
Over 50% of women over 40 are on antidepressants. Let that sink in. Half of an entire generation of women medicated just to cope with life. And no, this is not just about a chemical imbalance. It's about what's really happening to women.
I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
So a lot of my single mom friends have been like, oh, I'm so depressed. And I'm like, well, have you gotten laid recently? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, bingo.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
I'll be 41 next week. And yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to really tell you this shit. So after the age of basically like 32, that is when you're just going to date people that are coming off of divorce.
I am 50 years old and I have never been married and I don't have kids. And I know that some people think that is a red flag.
I'm 45 and child-free and I regret not having children.
No, I'm not the only person that feels this way. I'm turning 40 next year and I'm single with no children.
You ever have those days at work where you wish you would have married that attorney when you were 27 years old for his children?
Anybody else struggling with dating after their 40s?
Are there any men left out there in this entire universe that prefers a woman in her 40s with a natural body?
No one tells you just how lonely your 40s can be.
I do get very triggered around going to my brother's at Christmas and all the kids being there and I'm the only single person there, and I've started feeling, I mean, he doesn't know this, but I feel such, I can't help it, and it brings me shame.
So today we have 5 signs that you're an option. A lot of people out there, they're an option and they don't even realize it yet. So if any of these 5 are present, let me tell you, you're gonna have a rude awakening if you don't open your eyes. Number 5, unavailability. If the person you're talking to, you know, you're trying to make plans, they really don't have any open space for you, chances are you're an option, because people make time for what's important to them. Number 4, gaps. Now, unexplainable gaps are a very, very telltale sign that you're an option. Someone disappears for a couple hours, you know, their stories don't line up with what they're doing. And I'm not saying you gotta go full FBI mode, but it's just you gotta look out for these things. Number 3, she doesn't ask you what color to paint her nails. If your girl really likes you, she wants your opinion. She wants to know what you think, which leads into number 2, you ain't getting no fit checks. A girl that likes you wants your opinion. She's gonna want to know how you think she looks, how you would like her to look. So if she's not looking for your opinion on these two things, chances are she's asking another guy, which means you're an option. And number one, the most telltale sign, if you ain't, brother, she's somebody. She's sitting here telling you, oh, I'm celibate. I haven't slept with anyone in 3 months. So if you ain't, that is the number one telltale sign that you are an option. You may be even playing a role. You might be food guy. You don't want to be food guy. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk today. Keep your eyes peeled for these telltale signs right here, and I will see you at the same time again tomorrow.
A lot of men today, they're not afraid to approach women, but they are tired of the modern dating environment. And society keeps asking, why don't men approach anymore? But almost nobody asks the real question. What happened that made men stop trying in the first place? Because for many men today, approaching women no longer feels exciting. It feels emotionally risky, exhausting, and just sometimes really not even worth it. So let's talk about the real psychological reasons this is happening. And I've broken it down in a few parts here. So the first part, men are just tired of disrespect. Most men can handle rejection. Men deal with rejection all the time as a part of life. But the real issue is disrespect. A lot of men feel that modern dating culture treats them like a problem before they even speak.
Sassy male apocalypse is really funny until we need to find husbands. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 are in a relationship, whereas 2 in 3 women are in a relationship. How is this possible? Women are dating older. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. The men who are rejected at that rate indulge in more misogynistic content online and pornography. I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
What's crazy to me is that this difference between what young women experience and what young men experience in dating and in relationships today is that it's just skimmed over. It's like, oh, we both have it really bad. And yeah, men have it worse, a little worse. But guys, let's be real. Just based on these statistics alone, men have it way worse than women when it comes to dating. In general, I don't think that people, especially young women, do a good job at putting themselves in young men's shoes. Because what I've seen is that there is a total lack of empathy when it comes to this issue. For example, when the loneliness epidemic was first being talked about in young men, women bashed men. They blamed men for the issue. And then women wonder why they can't find a good husband. Well, it's because when they were younger, in their 20s, and they were going through this, they just decided to stay single and build their empire.
Let me put y'all women on game, because y'all be acting slow as men don't fear commitment. They fear regret. Let me tell you something that women don't like to hear. Men aren't scared of commitment. They scared of they like around with you. See, when a man commits, that's not like you committing. For you, it's emotional. For us, it's permanent, financial, like it's literal. It's just emotional with y'all. Men don't think like, do I love her? How long is this gonna last? Is she thinking about me? No, we thinking about, if this go left and don't work, how up am I gonna be after this? That's how we processing shit. That's why a man can love you, what you have, he provide for you, all of that, and still hesitate. Because once we choose wrong, society gonna be like, that sucks. Nah, they be like, you should have chose better.
The best decision I ever made in my entire life was to marry this woman right here. His birthday it is in 2 weeks. And I love you so much. And the only regret that I have is that I only got to marry you once.
I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. Ugh. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
Okay, I have 2 butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder, letting him sleep over, and I like woke up in the morning and like my was a little sore.
Oh my God.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
I'm tired of keep talking about if he ain't coming to make my life easy, he shouldn't be. Shut the up with that. Like, how hard is it? You on Instagram living this glamorous lifestyle, bitch. That's why I slid on you. Whole time you capped the out. You ain't got your together. Is you gonna make my life easy? Is you gonna make my ass easy, bitch? If you need a trick, baby, just say that. Cause all they talking about coming to make your life easy, is you gonna make mine? No, the you not. Cause you gonna beg all the time. I already know. You gonna beg, cheat, steal, in, lie, in, everything that I know. Get the on with that capping.
You know, these modern women think that they have all the time in the world. Some of them, they feel the wall coming on, and they might not call it the wall, but they'll say, man, you know, I don't really want to go to the club anymore. There's not a lot of guys out there. And they might be coming to this realization right around 26, 27, maybe. Not all modern women, but some of them. And they say, you know what, I really do want to settle down. And at that point in time, they'll stop doing what they're doing, start going back to church, start trying to clean their life up. But as fate would have it, there's always that one friend that is a terrible, terrible influence. And they'll come in, girl, we can go do this, we can do that. And then you have them right back out there in the club, doing the stuff that they used to do, messing around with all the same guys, and even some newer guys that she shouldn't be messing around with, running up the body count. And that goes on for another like 9 or 10 years. So now when she was settling down at 26, 27, ready to get married, trying to clean her life up, she honestly and truly probably would have been ready by 29, 30. Take a little while to get all that junk out your system. You go through therapy and all that stuff. By the time you're 29 or 30, which is when most people, you know, a lot of people, at least black people, a lot of people get married, right? So she'd have been ready on that timeline, that trajectory. Modern women don't leave themselves any room. They don't leave themselves any airspace. It's, I'm 35, I'm going to cut the clubbing and all the other nonsense right now. Well, by that time, you didn't racked up a body count. You didn't done so much weird stuff that the man sees it. Whereas you'd be a good woman, there's so much stuff that you've been involved in that the man is like, oh, well, I'm not really excited about this, so I don't think we're going to get married.